Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Britt from Even If Candle Company. In this video, I just wanted to do an unboxing for you, give you my thoughts, just my real live thoughts and my first initial reaction. It's been a long time coming, but I finally got a Digiboil. And so I'm really excited, and I just thought that I would share my excitement with you. So let's open it. I feel like there should be a drum roll or something. I don't want to press too hard down, or else, just in case, I'm going to scrape something on the inside. Okay. So first I want to say that this came in like 3 days, so I'm really impressed with the shipment. I am going to link the company on where I received this Digiboil. But I am really impressed with just the way the box looks. There's no damage, there's nothing. It's packaged really nicely on the outside, so hopefully it's gonna be the same on the inside. Oh wow. All right, so first I want to tell you that I received the 35 liter size. There is another option, and it's 65. I don't need that big of one yet. We'll see. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get a couple of this size. That way it's just nicely on my table, and it's just having the option to melt more than one, and it's just nice to have. Anyway, so all right, everything is nicely bubble wrapped. So this is the lid. And we'll put this on the lid in a little bit. Move that. All right, so this is on the top as well, and this is the spout. Wow, it's pretty solid. Pretty solid. All right. And I just want to mention too, I can tell that this isn't gonna be extremely hot when I turn on the ball valve, because on my Press-A-Pots, I have to use like a napkin or something to turn it to release the wax, because it burns my hand really bad. So already I really like that there's a coating on the handle to protect you from the heat. All right, so let's get this off here. Put this on the side. Oh my goodness, it's so shiny. Take a look. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this. I don't even want to use it. I just want to stare at it. Okay, so this is wrapped in a plastic bag here. And I'm just going to get it off these locks. That way I can lift it easier. And say hi, Charlie. Charlie's excited too. All right. So it's not too heavy. It looks like, oh my goodness, it is huge. It's huge. I love it. Okay. I just want to stare at it. It's so shiny and new. Goodness. Okay. Let's move that. And let's do this. Wow. All right, so there's some tape here, so I'm going to cut that. Sorry about that loud noise. Put that on the side. And wow, look at this. This is impressive. All right, so I'm going to use scissors to cut this part. I don't want the box cutter to scrape the side of it, so it easily removes. Wow, holy smokes. Wow. Guys, you see this monster? I'm just so impressed by this. All right, I'm gonna set it up now. Hey everyone, so yeah, the first clip I wanted to show you my first initial response and reaction to the unboxing of my first Digiboil. And in this little segment, now that I've used it for about a month, I wanted to share with you what I experienced. And so with that being said, my first point here that I have about the Digiboil is that there is a temperature difference from what the screen says to what my thermometer says. So I've noticed it can be like it's about 10 degrees or a little more different in temperature. With that being said, I think that it's really smart to continue to check the temperature if you want to stir the wax that's in the Digiboil, or just use your infrared thermometer, whatever you have, just so you're consistent. You don't want to overheat, of course, and you don't want to underheat. So just make sure that you're keeping an eye on what the screen says and what your thermometer says. So another point that I wanted to go over was a code that appears on the Digiboil screen. So it shows up as E3. So what that means, and I looked into it more, is that because Digiboils are used to brew beer, it's a liquid, right? So when you put wax in, it's not liquid yet. So before it heats, it does appear as an E3 code because it's not a liquid. The code will appear for like 30 seconds or so, but it's really not that long, and then it stops. So initially it gets up to like 90 degrees or so, 95, and then the E3 code will show up, and then after about 30 seconds, it will continue to heat during this code flashing. So don't be too alarmed. It's not that big of a deal. I have seen other people struggle with this code more than I have. So I don't know if it's just I haven't used it as long, or maybe they're just not aware. I don't know. It doesn't interfere with the wax melting. It still continuously heats while that code is flashing. So I don't think it's that big of a deal, but maybe in time, in about a year, I'll see a difference. So we'll see what happens then. Another point that I wanted to go over, and I first noticed it right offhand, was the LED light that's by the letters C and F in the front. It stands for Celsius and Fahrenheit. And I use Fahrenheit for temperature, and the Fahrenheit does not light up. I don't know why. It only lights up as Celsius. So I don't know if that's an issue for other makers out there. I did reach out to the company and I asked them about that, and I did not get a response. I don't know this company very well. I was just going off of reviews of the actual product itself, which were great reviews. So that's what I was initially looking for. While looking for this Digiboil, is just the product, how great is it? But no, I'm not too impressed with the customer service so far. I have not received an email back, but it has not affected or interfered with my candle making. So I didn't harp on them as I probably typically would if it actually was a real problem. So, but yeah, so the Fahrenheit light does not work for me. And the next thing I have down here is was it worth the investment? So these Digiboils run about $200 or so. So to me, that is an investment, especially when I want more than one at some point. But yeah, for me, it was worth it. I have to make a lot of candles at one time, and it's just so nice to make a bunch of candles and be able to heat all that wax at one time. Okay, so should you get one? Should you invest in a Digiboil? Well, it depends on where you are in your business or who you are as a candle maker. So what I mean by that is, are you just a hobbyist who just really enjoys making candles and doesn't want to make it into a business? Are you someone that just very rarely will do a vendor event? For me, it was definitely worth the investment because my business is expanding, and I want it to be a bigger business. So it was wise for me to buy one. But for those of you who are in the hobbyist mindset, I wouldn't buy one. When I first started making candles and I even had a business mindset, I still didn't, because I really wanted to use what my business has earned to purchase what I need for the business. I didn't want to use personal finance at all for the business. So the cheapest way for me when I first started out was the double boil method. Also another recommendation, if you're a hobbyist, I would get a Presto pot. You do have a couple options there that are, they work totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, do what you feel is best for you in your situation. If you're a hobbyist, you can still get a Digiboil. I'm not saying you can't. But I do think that your money can be used wiser elsewhere. So for me, was it worth the investment? Absolutely. I love my Digiboil. I think it is, it's so much nicer being able to melt all that wax at once. I don't have to, it is time consuming. And so as a business, I want to utilize my time and be essential the best way, with time management and all that. So I think a Digiboil is definitely needed for me in my situation. And so I am so thankful that I came across this Digiboil. It does make a world of a difference, and I'm actually looking forward to getting another one at some point so I can have more than one station going for the wax melting. But yeah, I absolutely think it's worth it for me to get it, and I don't regret buying it at all. Like I mentioned in the first segment of this video, I will link where I purchased this Digiboil. I might have gone somewhere else though if I knew that customer service wasn't up to par. I really look for that in a company, in their customer service. And yeah, it was just a one instance thing, but as a new customer, I would have appreciated a response from them. As a new Digiboil user as well, it would have been nice to have that peace of mind. Like, oh, it's normal, whatever. Or this is how you fix that. I've looked into it. I don't know how to change the Fahrenheit issue. But yeah, it would have been nice to hear a response. But I did get them from Kegland, my Digiboil from Kegland. But I will link that in the description below, just because I do love the product itself. And it has made a world of a difference for me in my business. So yeah, that is my initial unboxing, my first reaction, and just a few thoughts about the Digiboil after about a month of use. I hope you've learned a couple things from it. If you're looking to buy one, let me know. If you have any other questions that I didn't hit on about the Digiboil, I might have just missed it, and I might know the answer. So just go ahead and ask in the comment section below, and I'll try to find out the answer if I don't know it. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting my YouTube channel. It does help me to know that you want more content. If you share, if you like, if you subscribe to my channel. So I do appreciate those of you who have subscribed and all of that. It really does mean so much. And if you haven't, please consider subscribing. It would really help me, and I would really, really appreciate it. But yeah, as always, thanks so much, and I am looking forward to the next video. God bless.